Well, there's still a haze in the sky, causing my shadow to be weak. And I found out last night on the news what's causing the sun to be covered by haze. It's from some fires in Canada again. Yeah, that happened a while back. And now they got more fires up there, Canada. And the smoke's coming down here. So that explains it. Because there's no clouds in the sky that I can see. Not actual clouds. But there is a haze in the air. Yeah. And it's smoke. Smoke from fires in Canada. Yeah, it's been that way for the last few days. Yeah. Yeah. Now I know the reason why. But the sun's still shining, so it's still warm. Today and tomorrow is still going to be warm, in the 80s anyway. All right. I only see 3 cattle today. The other one must be hiding somewhere. I see her now. 1, 2 Highlanders. The third Highlander is way back there against near the fence. Yeah, way back there on that side. Yeah, so they're all there. She's not hiding. I just couldn't see her in the shade. Okay. Well, they got something to eat. They got grass and weeds. Okay. I guess the first thing we'll do today is go out to the hay field, take a look at it, see what the condition of the hay is. Today would be the well, it was cut Saturday. Today's Monday, so it is today. Today's starting the third day. Third day. Yeah. Monday, Saturday was first day. Sunday second day. Monday third day. And I'm thinking they might bale it tomorrow. Hi, kitty. Yeah, enjoying the sunlight. Okay. Well, the sun's shining, but there's still a haze in the sky, dimming the sun. Well, I turned the hay over. It's still green on the bottom underneath, but it's dry, so they could bale it today or tomorrow. Either way, it's okay with me. Yeah, it's still green underneath, but it's dry. It's dry. Well, there's some kind of a, like I said, it's dry underneath, but there's still a few places where, depending on what the weed is or what the plant is, the grass is dry for sure, but the thicker plants, they're just a little bit green. So when they go to rake this today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, when they rake it, they'll turn it over, and then it can dry some more after they rake it over. Yeah, they call it rake it into a windrow. They'll turn both of these swaths over and over, and so combine them into one row. Yeah, I think they'll bale it tomorrow. Well, looking good so far. Neighbor's out there in the hayfield. He's out in his field working the ground down, going to plant something. Yeah. I'm guessing might make around 100 bales. Yeah, maybe. Give or take a few bit. Maybe more than 100, maybe less than 100. That's where I turn the hay over. And down here. See how it would look like underneath. Somebody else is out there working this ground out over that way too. See the dust? Everybody's out in their fields today. If they're not making hay, they're trying to plant, because they had a late start planting because of all the rain in March and April. Anyway, I'm headed back to that. I'm going to do some work on the pasture road. Well, the cattle are still up here, so I want to work down on the pasture road. I just want to see where they were. Yeah, they're. I left that gate open so they can keep that nibble down inside the hay area where we're going to put the bales eventually. And there's the area that was cleaned up a little bit so it'll dry out so we can unload bales there. Okay, let me swing around the other side, see what's over there. There's Bullet. I was going to spray them with some fly spray, but I'll do that some other time. I have to get some corn for them first. The other one's over there. Yeah, they eat all those leaves that I had there from this tree that I cut off right there. Yeah, there's that one there that let them hang out over me, and the other one that was behind that tree. I got all the logs from that trimming behind, leaning against that gate back there. Yeah, they're cleaning it up. Let's go check the other part. There's more of these that they could eat. Yeah. I'll leave them to it. I got work to do. Well, the bull's not following the red cow around anymore, so maybe she's bred. Maybe he's following this heifer around. This brown heifer. He's right behind her. Yeah. Even if the heifers are in heat, since the bull's so big, you know, the heifer has to get big enough and strong enough to hold him up when he mounts her. Yeah, so that's supposed to put some size to the heifer before they get bred. But that little white cow, she got bred. She was small when she was bred, so I guess he can still do the job if we don't put too much weight on him. Okay, well, it's starting to warm up, so I better get some work done before it gets too hot. I'm gonna get some more, fill up these buckets if I can. If I have enough rock, I'll have to dig some more up from the bottom down there. But the first couple buckets, I'm going to use it over here. Yeah. There's a little hump there, but I wanted a little hump there because when the water comes down, I want it to block and go that way. Just slow it down. But right there's a bump. Every time I come up or go down, there's a bump there because that's where my wheel hits. And there's a little bit bump on this side, so I want to tape the rock and taper it out that way. And that one too. I probably need a whole bucket there. Yeah, that should help. But driving up here, across here with the other tractor and trailers, eliminate a bump here and there. I gotta keep an eye on the cattle though, because if they come down here, I got the gate open down there at the bottom of the hill, so they can go out to the pasture. They can go into the pasture road, and then I got the bridge gate and the other gate open, so it's wide open all the way out. So if they come through here, I'll have to go down and close that gate till I'm done on here. But if they stay up in the trees by the corral or by the hay storage area, it'll be okay. Looks like they already started coming down. But there's plenty of clover here. There's lots of white clover through here. They're gonna munch on that for a while. Yeah. But I'm gonna get a couple buckets there and take care of this area here. I got that gate partially closed, so they don't come this way. I'll be working over here, so I'll keep them out of there. But anyway, I'm gonna put some rock here for sure, and some rock there too. Yeah, I'll close that. We'll smooth that out a little bit. I can hear them munching from here. They're eating that white clover. That's some good stuff. I should plant some more of that. It comes back every year because it's blooming now and going to seed. So yeah, I think the calves are still down there by the gate. Yeah, they're gonna stay in the shade for a while. Yeah, all the calves are still over there. That's okay, I'm not going back. That's it. Yeah, I decided to sell some of that brown one there on the other side of the black one. I'm gonna sell it. That's a yearling bull. Keeping the black one, gonna move him up to the house to be with his white brother, older brother. And then we'll sell this brown calf's mama, that striped one over there against the bales on the right. I was going to sell this other white one, the white cow walking across there. Yeah, but I decided to keep her. She's small, but I like her color, and yeah, I just like her. And who you pushing her at? Yeah, but I'm going to get rid of her. Yeah, I didn't like the way that calf grew compared to the other two that were born at the same time. It was in the middle and it didn't grow very good. Then I'm going to sell this calf. That was from this year too. I'll sell it. It'll be big enough to wean when I'm selling them this fall. So I'll be selling 3 animals. The cow over there, striped cow, brindle. Her first calf from last year, that light brown one. And her calf from this year too. Anyway, I got to get to work. Sun's strong, but it's not that strong because of the smoke haze in the sky. And the wind is nice and breezy. It's right here. The wind's coming from the corral. Yeah, it's coming this way. Yeah, I'm gonna have to address that dead tree one of these days too. Yeah, I think it just died this year. It seemed like it was okay last year. But I gotta do something with it. Not much I can do with it because it's right over my corral. Yeah, I don't know what to do with it. Over time, the branches start falling off and hitting my corral fences and gates. I'll have to think about it, but not today. At least not anymore today. Okay, gotta get to work. First thing I'm gonna do is rake up some of them rock from the low spot. Raker. I use a hoe to pull it up instead of a shovel. That'll do. I was wrong about that red one. Bull's still after her. I hear a calf. They're on the back side of the bales there. They're on the back side. They're probably going to walk along there and come meet them over here. That's what I'm thinking. I hear them calling. The other cattle are up there by the corral. Yeah, if I was going to spray them for flies, I would use some corn to get them to go in there, lock them in, and while they're locked in, I can spray them, and they won't escape. But I'm not ready to do that yet. I'll see if I can. I don't have to fill them full. Yeah, I don't think there's enough rock to fill them all up anyway. Yeah, I need to get another load of rock. I need some more on this pasture road, but I'll do that sometime this summer when it's drier. For right now, I'll just use what I got. Okay, I got that little rock there. I'll help ease that bump there. I'll get the other 4 buckets. The buckets are anywhere from half to 3/4 full. And I think that's all the rock I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, now there's a more smoother transition from the dirt to the rock. Now to load the buckets on the back of the truck. Oh boy, even with 3/4 full, the buckets of rock are still heavy. And I'm sweating. It's hot today. There's hardly any wind. Look at the tree. There's a little wind, but not much. Good for drying hay, I guess. There's a look inside the buckets. Looks like all the cattle moved on down again. They're back over there again, but I'm not going back. I'm gonna go down the road to the bridge. Before I close the gate and drive down to the bridge with that rock, I'm gonna take a closer look at that tree, that dead tree, hanging over my corral. Now, a big branch off of that tree there, about halfway down, a little bit more than half. Yeah, a few years ago that broke off during a storm and smashed my fence on that side. I got that fixed up. But that's the whole tree there. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I'm gonna take a closer look at it since I'm here. I'm just curious, see what it looks like. Not much of a breeze down there in that low spot. But up here, I can feel the wind coming up that hill and over the top of the hill. I can see the trees moving, leaves moving too. Anyway, there's that tree. Yeah, it's hanging right over my corral work area. That used to give me shade. Not anymore. I don't know how I'm going to fix that. I could probably cut off some of these lower branches a little bit at a time. Yeah, so it won't hit my fence. My gate's too hard, or my fence. The ones higher up, I don't know what to do with that. I really don't know what to do with that. I'm gonna look at it. Yeah, it just happens to. Yeah, that was good. Oh, I always had a lot of good shade here for this corral. I don't know what killed that tree. I'm thinking lightning or something. Anyway, there might be a way for me to trim this lower branch off. Maybe that'd be harder up there. But those being impossible. Yeah, but no matter how they fall, in the years to come, they'll fall on my corral, fence or gates, or both. Yeah. I don't think they'll fall right away, but they will fall eventually. I can back the truck up in there and get some of them off. I I'll probably cut it off right there first. That way it'll fall into that pin. And then this one, then I can cut that. I don't think there's, at my age, I don't think there's any way I can climb up there and do it. That's just too much. Too much. I want to look into getting one of those, it's like a saw on a rope or something, or you could pull it back and forth. You know, you throw it across and then, I've seen those on TV or somewhere. Yeah, the ones high up, you know, it's possible. Yeah, it's almost impossible to cut that tree down and have it fall where I want it. Yeah, I thought about having it fall this way, but I'd almost have to get a cable on it, and then have it anchored over there somewhere, like against that tree or something, and pull it down. It's a problem to solve. Not today. Okay. Yeah. Gonna be a problem in the future, that's all I know. Only possible way, but I have to cut this tree off here. At least up there somewhere. Get this out of the way so I can get a better view. That's my shade tree. Well, there's shade above it. Anyway, the only way I could actually do it is after I cut the smaller branches off, if I could, against the tree. I'd have to somehow cable it over there, way up high, get a cable up in there somehow, and then get plenty of tension on it. Plenty of tension. And somehow with that tension, pull that tree that way. Pull it that way through the little gate opening. Yeah, I'd have to keep a tension on it, pulling that way as I cut it. Cut and then pull at the same time. I'd almost have to have a tractor, somebody with a tractor pulling it that way. But I can see right now that eventually when it falls down, it'll hit that other tree limb over there. The big long one coming out of that oak over there. Yeah, that would cause a problem too. Might even break that limb off. Like I said, it's just another problem I'll have to think about. Well, I did like the shade that it provided when it was alive. But it's gone. But the problem remains from falling limbs. But luckily the limbs are small, so they may not do too much damage, but they can still do some damage to these gates and fences. Okay, I'll think about this later. That's the big limb that broke off a few years ago, right there. Fell down here. That's what's left of it. Yeah, all that stuff there. I cut it up. It laid across my fence over there. Over there where it's all bent up. At the time I didn't have this gate and that post in here at that time. I put that in after that. Well, I still have a little shade on this hickory. Yeah, hickory. Anyway, still a good corral. I just gotta maintain it. Okay. What was I doing? Oh, I gotta take some rock down to the bridge. I think all the cattle went to the other pond over there on the end. That's what I think. Because I don't see them anywhere. They're on the other end of the corral. I keep calling it the corral. It's the other end of the hay storage area. Maybe I'll call it the HSA, hay storage area. HSA. So I got that gate open down at the bottom of the hill. They have access to this little area in here now. Here and over there on the other side of this fence. And they can come up here and eat if they want to. I don't know if they have been, but they will eventually. Yeah, it's warming up today. Yeah, I just realized something. There's another dead tree, which I don't think that'll be a problem. Or too much of a problem. Unless it falls, of course. But that fence ain't hard to fix. If it does. I just realized today's June 2. This is that black bull's birthday. That little black yearling bull. He's a yearling bull now. Yeah, that's his birthday today, June 2. And also realized that in about 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks, summer begins. And it's really hot today. It's even hotter tomorrow. It's going to be near 90 tomorrow. Yeah. I gotta get used to this hot weather again. It's the same every year. Winters are cold. As soon as you get used to the cold winters, then spring comes and warms everything up, and then feels good. And then as soon as you get used to spring weather, comfortable weather, then it starts to get hot like it is now. Up in the upper 80s and 90s. But that's our seasons here. But then you always have something to look forward to. Oh, there's a nice breeze here. Oh, with my sweat, that feels good. You always have something to look forward to in the fall when it cools off again. So no matter how hot or cold it is, all you have to do is wait long enough and it'll change. Okay. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. All right, I gotta head back down. Get something done today. So since I was up here, I wanted to come out and check out the other side here. This is above the road, going up. The fence goes to there and goes back down. This is all full of cedars. I don't know if they've been up here yet today, or since I opened that gate up. But this here was my old... First thing I did when I bought this 20 acres here, before I had any cattle here or did any clearing, I put this camp here. I call it Camp David. It was pretty nice. We had a little shelter there we could sleep on. It's all rotted now, out of wood. I had a pile of lumber there from a sawed-off piece. Oh, I can see the bridge. I can see the bridge down there, way down there. Yeah, that's the bridge. Anyway, I got an old fireplace insert that my dad had in the fireplace. He didn't use no more. I brought that here. It was like we could build a fire in it. Pretty nice. Yeah, I had some wooden benches. There's still part of one there. Had some wooden benches there. 2 of them. Yeah, my wife and I would sleep out here sometimes if the weather was nice. It was just a little shelter, but it's like camping out. Anyway, it's all falling apart now, but it was enjoyable. And then I started fixing it up, fixing this 20 acres up for cattle. Yeah, the first time we put cattle here, that's when I was still doing square bales. I put this fence up here because I used to stack square bales. So I used to stack the square bales up there on the other side of that big tree. A big stack. I'm talking about a big stack, and then covered up with plastic. And then I would feed it. I would just throw the hay, the square bales, over the fence, and they would eat right along the fence here. That was pretty good. I liked that. Yeah, that was fun. That's when my wife and I did all the hay work ourselves with the square bales. Oh, once in a while I had my brother help me, or my dad, and he still could. Yeah, those are some good days. My wife was baling. I did all the cutting and the raking, and then my wife drove the tractor to operate the baler, and I was on the hay wagon, stacking the hay bales, and then we'd bring them here or into the barn. We'd have to back them into the barn or push them in with the tractor to unload them in the barn. But here we just drove along and threw them over and stacked them up. But now everything's round bales. Everything's round bales now, which is easier for me. It's a one-man operation then. Okay, at least it's cool under this big tree, or a couple big trees. I gotta go. Well, at least I'm getting something done today, if not much. It's something. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever and a day. Okay then, back to the reason why I came out here today. Rock on the road, pasture road. Oh, that's what I worked on yesterday. I recharged that cattle rub with oil and permethrin fly spray, or fly insecticide. Okay, back to the bridge, down to the bridge. Well, I need some rock in here, a little bit. I need some rock in that little spot there. Yeah, not much, just enough. I thought about putting some rock over there, but I don't have enough. I think that'll be okay. That's just mostly sand. Yeah, that should be smooth enough, as long as it don't rain. But eventually I'll probably put some rock there too. Next time I get a load of rock, I think I'll put some there. Yeah. I want some more at the gate too. Yeah. I might even start from the road and rock it all the way to the gate. Skip that area where it's grassy, and then rock this little area here. Dump a little bit of rock here, all the way up to the road, just like I did before. The last time I got a load of rock. But I won't be doing that today. I'm just going to dump a few buckets here. Let's finish this job. Well, it's a little better. It's kind of thin, but at least it's got rock covering the dirt. Yeah. And when it's muddy, that'll really help. Yeah, give me more traction there. Yeah. I didn't have to do much there. There's a big hump right there where that grass is. But I think over time that'll get pushed down, especially when the ground's wet. Yeah, you can see where it comes uphill from there. I don't know about that. I got some sharp rocks there. Yeah. Maybe I should take them out of there. Well, I kind of put them there for the erosion, but I don't need them sticking up that high. I don't think a tire is ever to come that close anyway, but I'm going to fix that. That's a little better. Okay, I'm ready to go back to the house now. Before I put the concrete in, I couldn't drive over there. Well, as far as I could, because with all the rough rocks and stuff. Where that wheel is setting out, that was the first concrete I put in on that side this year. Before we could only drive a little bit to this side and come in. So it always made you want to turn too short, unless you pulled all the way out here where I am before you started turning. But now we could drive more on that side, because that side's actually stronger now with that concrete there. So we could drive all the way to that side and less chance of catching that with the trailer. So I'm happy with my work. Yeah, it's a lot better than it was before. I'm still leaving that gate open until the day before we haul bales. Then the day before we haul bales, I'm going to put a bale from the house out here just to get them to go in there. And I'm going to close that gate and lock them in and close this gate because we don't need to go in there when we're hauling bales. Yeah. Then I'll keep the cattle locked in there on the day that we're hauling bales. And that way that gate and this gate and the gate up at the top of the road and our gates at the hay storage area will all be able to stay open because the cattle will be in here, out of our way. It's worked every year so far. Yeah. Well, it's all ready for hauling bales. It's all ready. Okay, yeah, my plan is to drive more on this side. I used to be able to drive right here. That's the only place the concrete was. But now we can drive this way more and go straight in and avoid that post when we turn. Okay, time to close the gate. I always like it on top of my bridge. There's always a nice breeze blowing through here. That's a nice view too. I think there's still water flowing, but not much. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I don't see no rippling going through there. One of these days I'm going to check down at the other end of the creek. Yeah, I want to see if any cattle have been down in there, because they could get out there if they walked along the creek bed through all the obstacles that are down there. So I'll check that out one of these days. Yeah, but not right now. I don't think there's no danger yet. Okay, still a little wavy right there. I think that's where the flood water came through. Cut a gouge in there. There's a little dip. Goes up and dip and then up again. Yeah. That's okay, it's a gradual dip, so it's alright. Alright, headed home. Well, I came down here to this creek crossing on the main road to see if the creek was flowing, and it is. There is water flowing through here. Yeah, there's water flowing, and I cleaned that out the other day when the water was like halfway up here. See, now that's where it's supposed to flow. That's all the stuff I pulled out before the water started flowing again. Let's check the other side. Yeah, I can hear the water flowing. Yeah, it's flowing. Yeah. Pipe looked bigger on this end than the other end. And the other end is half buried in the sand. Anyway, it's flowing, that's good. Good for the cattle. Well, since I'm here, let's take a look at this fence. Okay. Looking okay. Oh boy, I'm tired. I'm tired. The heat drains me. Yeah, I gotta fix this one of these days. My anchors The soil got washed away. Yeah. I'll probably stick them in on an angle this way if I can. Yeah, but not today. Not today. Creek is nice down in there. Oh, deep water here. Yeah, a long time ago, I had fenced this from here across to there. I can still see the insulator where I tied the cable across to a post. And then I had some wires hanging down so they wouldn't go underneath it. And then they would wallow in there until my fence had a slide along that hill there, had a landslide and wiped it out. So I put a fence up here instead and just left it alone. Okay. Yeah, that was then. This is now. Okay, I gotta go. Well, it's almost 1 p.m. and I decided to come back down to the hayfield because if they were going to rake it and bale it today, they would have raked it already. So that means they're going to rake it and bale it tomorrow. Look at the sky, it's so hazy. Anyway, yeah, this will be baled tomorrow. They'll rake it and bale it tomorrow. Okay. Catch you later. Well, it's about 1 p.m. I see a few carpenter bees, but not as many as there used to be. So I think it's killing some of them. There's still a few flying around, but I don't hear nobody buzzing inside the wood. So that's good. Yeah, when they're buzzing inside the wood, that means they're eating the wood out, digging tunnels, laying eggs. So it sounds quiet here. And it's a hot day, so if it's usually when it's hot, there's one. Once in a while there's one flying around outside here, but I don't see any or hear any underneath the carport. I haven't been out to the barn today, but this is a good sign that there's less bees than there used to be, put it that way. There's a couple. I think the ones that are flying around outside are the males. That's what I'm thinking. I never did look into that. Okay. I'm going to go in the house, cool off. I'm not going to use the air conditioner yet because it's supposed to be cooler next week, or after this. Wednesday and after, it's supposed to be only high in the upper 70s and low 80s. So I'm not going to use my air conditioner unless it gets hot because I got fans. I got fans in the house to keep it cool. For now, anyway. It's the humidity that's hard to deal with in summer. Yeah. But if I need it, I'll turn it on. But not today. Well, it's 80 degrees at 1 p.m. Warming up. Supposed to be getting even warmer today. We'll see. There's the 4 cattle behind the house. 1, 2, 3, 4. White one's 4. Yeah, it's warm, but the sky is hazy from the smoke from Canada. I'll look into that. I want to see how much it covers of the United States. Well, it's 75 degrees inside the house with the fans. I got 2 fans running. And I got a third I can turn on if I want to. That'll help circulate the air through the house from outside. But the air down here is cooler. light's in my way. Okay. It's time to dump my garbage from inside the house again. Well, I'm ready to dump the garbage in the middle there, but there's one tomato there growing next to it, so I got to be careful I don't cover that up. There's another tomato over there, and there's two over here, one big one and a small one. So I'll have to transplant them one of these days, someplace better than here. Okay, let me dump this pot of organic garbage. Okay, it's done. Yeah, I still got 4 tomato plants. Volunteer tomatoes. I see a couple cattle out there. One on that side and the white one's over there. And I see a tail switching in behind that dead tree. In the shadows of those trees over there, I see a tail switching. So there's the other ones are in there, in the shade. This is the smoke from wildfires and smoke from Canada coming down south into Illinois in the United States. That's why I'm seeing smoke in the area. That's why the sun looks hazy. I'm way down. I can't point. Yeah, right there, way down in the southern end of that smoke or haze. Okay, that's the reason why it's so hazy outside. I think I'm somewhere down in here. There's Chicago. That's Chicago, and I'm south of Chicago. Somewhere down there, I think. And there's fires in Canada. And there's fires everywhere. I'm somewhere where that little hand is. Somewhere in that area. And the brown is the smoke coverage. The smoke coverage area from the Canadian wildfires. Yeah, so I'm in the heavier area. Well, it's 84 degrees at 4:40 p.m. So it did warm up a little bit today. I just watered the lemongrass. I think the lemongrass likes this warmer weather. Anything above 80, it likes it. Actually, anything above 70 is probably okay. But 80 is probably better. I'll just be watching it grow all summer. I got a few old mulberries again. They're good. There's a few more in here. At least these are reachable. There's a lot of berries on that branch. And I can still reach this one too. Yeah, the sun's hot, but it's still got a haze around it. It's being dimmed by the smoke in the air. Well, there's one of the hiding cows up there by the barn. Way over there, just lounging around. The other 3 must be up there too, in the shade of the shed. Because it is warm today. Kitty. She's hot too. They're all hot today. Well, at least the cattle have plenty to eat. At 7 p.m. I just came back down here to see what was, if anything was done. And they already raked it, and he's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows left. 6 rows. He's dumping out a bale now, or he just did. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. He'll have it done at 7 p.m. right now. He'll have it done probably in a half hour or so. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad he's got it done. One less thing to worry about. I'm going to do a drive-by. I'm across the road from the hayfield, and this is my neighbor's wheat field across from my hayfield. Look at the sun. Still got that haze of smoke blocking the sunlight a little bit. And he's over there making a bale. Wrapping it, or yeah, he's wrapping it. So, okay, he's coming down on the 5th to last row, and after that one he'll have 4 more, 5 more, 4 more. I forget. What is he stuck for? Anyway, there's the sun. There's the sun over that way. He's stopped for some reason. Okay, I want to start my drive-by. I think he's on, probably making a phone call. He just stopped. I don't think he's out working on the baler. Okay. Let me back up a little bit. And this grass at the bottom here is called switchgrass. That's what the name of the grass was, switchgrass. It's a warm season grass. I'd like to have more of that, but it's hard to, it's very expensive, and it's hard to germinate. Oh no, he is. He didn't get out. He's doing something. I saw his orange shirt, so there must be something wrong. Or he's changing the bale. Maybe changing the net wrap. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. I'll stop on the other end. Okay. Yeah, the sun is pretty dim, even though it's still up pretty high. There's that smoke in the air. It's making the dim sun less bright. But it's still warm enough to bale the hay. So this was the end of the third day. Oops, let's back that up. Here's a good image of the bale. Yeah. These are supposed to be 5 by 5 bales. Yeah. I'll cut them tomorrow. Okay, now I'm at this is my driveway, field entrance. Either he's having a problem or he's changing the net wrap. Not sure what. I'm glad to have it done. The next few days, depending on the rain, next few days I'll take the tractor and I call it staging. I group the bales together either groups up there. He's getting back in his tractor now. Groups of 13 and maybe a group of 6, depending on what trailers we're going to use for hauling. Yeah, I think he's going to start running again. Well, he let the bale out, I think. Yeah, he's going again. I'll just go to the end of the row. 1, 2, 3, 5. He's got 4 rows left after this. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 5 rows. Go around to the corner here. There he goes. He's baling. I think I'll just stay here. See how long it takes me to get a bale. He dumped one out there. Let's see. He dumped that one there on the left. Yeah, on the left. He stopped. Now he's dumping out another one. Well, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. For some reason, that one row there is pretty small. I don't know why. Anyway, I'll wait for him to come back. Yeah, I'll wait for him to come back. Well, he just turned around. He's coming back. He just dumped off a bale. He stopped. From what I can see, he made 2 bales in that row he went down on, and then he's dumping a bale right after he turned. Now he's coming. Now he's starting up again. So I figured he'll make 2 more bales on this. Each row makes about 2 bales, and I don't know how many rows he had. I'll wait till he gets down here. Here he comes. He already dropped off 1 bale. Looks like he's dropping off another one. And he'll probably drop off another one after he makes his turn here. So he makes about 2 bales to a row. Maybe 3. Yeah, 3 if you can. Yeah, about 3 bales. About 3 bales to a row. Hope he doesn't mind me recording him. His name's David too. Oh, I think he wants to talk to me. There he goes again. He thought I wanted to talk to him about something. But we talked for a while, and now he's going to finish. I guess he's going to bale my brother's hay over there tomorrow, on the other side there, on the other side of this field. Yeah, he's getting it done. It's about 7:30 now. The sun will go down at 8. So there's not much of a sun right now anyway. So I'm gonna end it here. So I'm gonna go to the other side of the field. I want to check something. What was wrong? He already baled this side. Yeah, he already baled this. There's 2 rows of bales here on the right, and there's way over there to the left. He's got, I guess my brother already picked them up and or somebody did, or stacked them over there. Yeah, lined them up. So yeah, so they got this bale. So my field is the last one here. All right, let me go to the end. Oh, this field here belongs to his cousin, who lives over there in that white building. That's his shed. Lives over that way. And I thought he had his own baler, so I don't know if the guy who's doing my work is going to be baling this or not. But it's all raked up, ready to go. But my brother's hay was already baled, so I'm not worried about it. Yes, this is another neighbor and a cousin to the guy who's baling now. Well, I'm on the southeast corner of the hayfield now, looking to the west, and there's the sun. Weird looking sun. The smoke from Canada is making it look really, really unusual. Okay, I'm going to head to the road area. Okay. All right, let's go. So he's still baling on the other end, other side. Look at the sun. Well, he does a good job of cutting and baling. That's all I know. Boy, is it bumpy. I think he's got a couple more rows to do. There he is. Now those bales that are there, that's not mine. Those are the neighbor's field. There he goes. I think he might have one more row after that on the way back. Oh, I don't know. Maybe he's done. I don't see another row. Yeah, I don't see another row. I think that must be his last one. Okay. Let's go. Look at that sun. Right now it's 7:36. Okay. Yeah, a little smoke in the air does that to the sun. If it wasn't for that smoke, that sun would be very bright. But it still made good hay. It only took 3 days. The sun was still hot. I'm coming up to my detour. Right here. And that's my detour. I had him go around that area. Yeah, I'll start staging these bales probably tomorrow. Okay, since I'm here, let's take a picture of that. Yeah, look at that. That's a good picture. One more over here. Put the sun right over the bale. Yeah, that looks good. A little further. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, he's coming back to the road. I think he's done. Here's the other corner. Whoop. I don't know where I'm going. Yeah, there. Yeah, he's on the road. Okay. I'll run down the headland here, but there's the sun. Still high in the sky, but hardly can see it. Okay, let's go. Oh, I think I already saw this part when I did my drive-by off the road. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Ready to leave. Okay. We'll pull out onto the road now. Okay, I'm going home. Well, there's the sun getting lower in the sky, but it's still pretty dim because of all the smoke from Canada. Wildfire smoke. We're about halfway home. Yeah. My house is over that way somewhere. I think I remember seeing that big tree somewhere behind my house. Yeah, that's somewhere behind my house, I think. That big tree by itself. That's what I think, anyway. I'm not sure. There's a nice view of the sun and that little V over the trees. This is the road that goes down to the bottom before I go to my house. Oh, there's the sun. Looks like it's going down behind some thicker clouds. Oh, look at that deer. There's the deer running through the field. Just one. There goes across the road. Yeah, I only saw one deer. Deer. Hello, deer. Move. Move. Oh, oh. I don't know what to do. I've never seen a deer by itself before. There it goes. Bye, deer. Bye, deer. Okay, I got it. My pasture's down that way. My big pasture's over that way. Where those trees are. That's where the bridge is. Where those trees are. Right there. And my house and area is over this way. Yeah, I think that tall tree that I saw from the other road way over there. Yeah, I think it's that one right there. Yeah. Sticking out all by itself. Pretty tall. Oh, I still made it before the sun goes down. I can still see it. Barely. Yeah, that's from smoke. Canadian smoke from Canadian wildfires up north. And the smoke drifted all the way down here to the southern Illinois and beyond. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool picture. Like I said, this don't happen all the time. Well, at least now I know the hay got baled. Yeah, if I would have went out tomorrow, I still would have found it baled. But I'm glad I was able to see it with the sun looking like this. That was cool. Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna take the tractor, start staging the bales. My brother's trailer holds 11 bales, big trailer. Actually, it's my brother and brother-in-law's. They bought it together. Yeah, because my brother-in-law uses it for some other reason. And if I use my smaller trailer there, actually it's my big one, but it hauls 6 bales. If my brother-in-law can drive my brother's tractor with that trailer, and we can haul 19, and brother hauls 2 bales on his tractor, then we can haul 19 bales a trip, and that takes less trips with all the trailers. Well, we'll see. It all depends if my brother-in-law wants to do that work or not. If he wants to drive the tractor or not. He did last year, so maybe he'll do it again this year. Oh wait, maybe I don't know if he did it last year, or maybe I did it last year. I know he did it one year. I think he did do it last year. But if he don't, I'll drive my brother's tractor and pull the big trailer. Take more trips, but that's okay. Well, I'm gonna go in. Mosquitoes are biting me up here. Yeah. I got a lot done today. Well, I didn't do the baling, but I was able to watch it. All right, I'll catch you on the next one. I'll be busy tomorrow moving bales with my little tractor.